Have you heard about the YouTube scandals going on?
Yeah, what YouTube scandal?
Which one? The most recent one where like I Hate Everything and a bunch of other YouTubers are being just deleted off of YouTube for no reason. Like they'll
Like who are we talking about here?
like they get like they'll get like copyright strikes, and then YouTube will tell them. YouTube will first send them an email saying, "Hey, if you get another copyright strike, you're gone." And then like minutes later, send them another message saying, "Hey, we," not even saying, "Hey, we deleted your YouTube account." They'll just delete the YouTube account.
Oh wow.
Yeah, and like Nostalgia Critic has gotten a fraudulent strike, and now they're on YouTube has removed all monetization from like Nostalgia Critic, I Hate Everything, like a whole bunch of like channels that are 200,000 subscribers or less, and it's getting crazy.
Yikes.
Yeah, it ain't a good thing.
You know what else is crazy?
What else is crazy? I don't know.
This is the interlude episode of the DMCBcast. Hey everyone.
Yeah, that's
now that I've officially introduced it, Miles, can you turn up the volume a little bit on the microphone?
Yeah, absolutely.
So, welcome everyone. It's been a minute.
It's been a hot minute.
It's been a hot minute since we've been doing the DMCBcast.
And the mic's hot.
We decided to come here and make this cast to remind you and tell you all that Season 3 will be coming this summer. The DMCBcast.
Did we skip Season 2?
Season 2 was this past summer, man.
Oh.
Season 2 has like 2 episodes.
There's more than that. It's got at least 4.
Okay.
Does it?
Yeah. I mean, you weren't there for all of them.
Were they posted?
I think so.
Noah, no longer the eternal guest.
No.
I might be super salty right now, but I'm pretty sure there were more than 2.
Okay.
Anywho, but we're back. And you know what? It's been a while, so I think I should introduce the people who are around this microphone. I'm your host, Donald McBride, but to my left right now, the eternal guest, Mr. Noah Lubner. Noah.
Hello. And I'll have to introduce the other guest who you may or may not hear. My fish.
It's true.
Over
if
in the
you
other
hear a
room.
small gurgling in the background, that's the fish.
Yeah.
We're going to go to him whenever we need to fact check something. To my right,
Salutes.
2 years ago, he ruined episode 2. It's been a while.
It's been a really long
It's been a really long time since he ruined episode 2.
Since he ruined episode 2 and almost every episode thereafter.
Yeah. Miles Brooks, you're here.
Hey there.
Yeah. So, people might be wondering if they're listening to this episode, are there going to be any changes? What's going to be new? For one, I'm a lot less crazy than I was sophomore year. I think that just comes with just being emotionally more mature. If my voice is about 5 octaves lower, you're right.
Hey guys, it's Donovan from the past.
Are we gonna do that now?
Yeah.
So
Personal attacks.
Yeah.
That's not a personal attack. That's Donovan from like 2 years ago.
That's
Hey
true.
guys,
It's Donovan
gotta
from
be so
2014
rude.
just hanging outside of the house. But another thing is that hopefully this summer we'll be adding a video element.
Ooh.
I've been reconfiguring my basement a little bit to make it more studio-esque. Oh.
No!
It's gonna.
We're leaving.
It's
this
majestic, yeah. No.
This is a good return. It's a good return.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right, because it is exactly 3 o'clock, okay.
It's got to do 3 rings. Yeah. It resonates for a really long time.
I'm thinking that. Getting back to the topic at hand, though.
Alright.
So yeah, there should be some video elements coming. We won't have to worry about visual jokes anymore. Visual jokes on the audio podcast.
I like those though.
Well, I mean, we'll still upload them as an audio. We'll also just
That's
upload a
true.
video one too. We're also probably gonna get rid of SoundCloud because SoundCloud without paying for SoundCloud sucks.
Why don't we just do it over like iTunes?
iTunes is really difficult.
Is it?
Yeah,
We're just
you'd be
doing it
surprised.
on
There's a lot of
YouTube, I
like
think.
weird licensing stuff you have to do in order to get on iTunes. But we're probably just thinking about going to YouTube directly.
Okay.
Get some of that fat. This is probably going to be on YouTube for that matter. But in terms of that, content's pretty much going to be the same. Same amount of hijinks, some bamboozles, some whatchamacallits.
In
Those are
fact,
pretty good.
this episode, we're gonna drive to the end of North.
Are we?
No, that's not fun.
Just the end of North Avenue?
No.
I've been to the end of North Avenue.
Like in Waukesha?
No, the other end. Like,
Oh, I'm
where
talking
you
about the
go
one
to the
in-
lakefront.
Yeah.
Waukesha end.
Oh, okay.
It's really unceremonious. You just get
Yeah,
there,
just,
Yeah,
yeah, it's
both
like
ways.
the end
and
of,
it turns into North Street.
yeah, it's like the end of, it's
It's
like,
just
yeah, it just kind of ends.
hmm
It's kind of like how if you go the other way, it just kind of goes into the lake.
Yeah, I took a photography class this year.
Just,
And I need
just like just straight down, just
Oh,
the
no.
road goes straight into the lake.
Yeah. No, I was taking a photography
That's
class
how
this
we
year.
lost.
And I was like, what's the best way to get into Milwaukee? Because I was going to go
Hmm.
take some photos. And I was like, I know, I'll just drive down North Avenue for a while. I got so lost.
Oh yeah,
You have
absolutely.
no idea like where that I
Mhm.
reached the end of North Avenue. It was like a dead end in a neighborhood, and then suddenly like these two cars like drove slowly by me. And I was like, right, right, and then like somehow I found my way to what is it called, like some brewery, and I was like, I don't even know how I got here.
Probably Lakefront Brewery.
Probably, honestly, I don't remember.
That I'm probably wrong. I don't know where breweries are. I think it's I don't actually.
We're not
I'm just
sophisticated
gonna-
enough to know where breweries are.
Yeah.
Miles.
I don't-
You don't have to.
I know
Let's
those 3 locations of Mega
just
Media
stop.
Exchanges. Yeah.
No, don't delete it.
Yeah, I know the 3 locations of Mega Media Exchanges in the greater Milwaukee area, but I do not know the location of any high-class dining establishment. So,
I know,
Dude,
I don't even
my
know.
kitchen is like the other room.
Your kitchen is one of the 3 high class dining establishments we all know.
yeah.
Yeah.
The one being Taco Bell on 57th
And Boopity Bobbity Beppos.
Yes, Boopity Boppity
I've
Beppos.
never been there.
It's pretty okay.
Yeah.
It's,
Is that on
I
Water
know
Street?
I know how to get to Buka. Yeah.
yeah, Boopity Beppos is fairly
Is that
okay.
on Water Street?
I think so.
Okay.
Who
Like,
knows? I don't know the actual street. I just know like which streets to take to get there.
I'm really excited for the video element, so everyone can see my very intense just stares at people. just
Yeah.
and
But for all
and
the
maybe even the
for all the newcomers to the show, because I've made a couple new friends in the past couple months or so.
like me.
The podcast I started a couple of years back.
just refer to your friends as listeners.
Yeah, well, I'm very professional. Yeah. And everyone brings a topic to the table. We discuss it, 3 topics, and at the end we give some recommendations. We talk about
Oh yeah,
what's
yeah,
good, what's not good. So I've got a topic on
Yeah.
deck.
yeah. Sure.
If you want to start with that, I'm not sure if you guys have
Absolutely.
anything yet.
I have to. It has to ruminate in my head.
It has to percolate, I guess
Yep.
is the
It has
okay.
to percolate my
So I want
my brain.
Ferment.
oh
ferment.
Is your brain
ferments.
fermenting?
Yep, my brain is fermenting.
Ferment?
Your brain's like a compost bin.
Uh,
Just like you throw like the banana peel in there and
and it
just
just churns out
just
topics.
turns, yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, get those antimatter topics out of here. You're gonna destroy everything.
So, what's the topic you had in mind, Dono?
I want to talk about something.
Okay.
I want to talk about a topic, and maybe we'll get to this secondary topic that's not really related to my first one if we have time. But first topic I want to talk about today is the infamous prank video on YouTube.
Which prank video?
All of
The
them.
category of prank video.
Oh, those.
Now,
Yeah.
recently there's been an influx of prank videos
Mhm.
on the webs, and some of them are alright. Some of them are definitely not alright. And I think it's time that we call an end to prank videos on the internet. I think
Called in? Are we?
not call it this is it. Like no more prank videos. on
Oh,
YouTube.
okay,
I think
yeah.
I think it's time to take a stand.
I think
as an independent podcast, we are taking a stand.
As an independent podcast
against-
that averages about 100 listeners on a good day, it is time to take a stand.
I think we should make an amendment to that.
An amendment to the YouTube Constitution.
Ones that just deal with shock, because those aren't pranks. Those are just like,
Yeah, no.
oh wow, I'm scared now.
Or also the illegal ones. Or the ones that you're pretty sure are legal, but you're not entirely sure.
The ones that just
Or the
give you,
ones that
like-
are just immoral.
Yeah.
Like the one I want to talk about today came to me by way of H03E01 Productions, which I'll get to later as my recommendation.
Oh, yeah.
But those are some funny people over there if you guys want to check out some quality stuff. They alerted me to, they didn't personally.
I was about to say,
They are
like,
too
They
internet
came
famous.
to you.
No, they are too internet famous to do that. But they made a video about Sam Pepper, the,
Infamous jerkwad.
first off, I don't know how his accent exists. It's a combination of like My Fair Lady and just like every dirty character in the Harry Potter series. Like his accent in all of his videos, it's just like it's what I call extreme British. Like no one in Britain actually speaks like that.
Too British.
It's too
to
British
actually
for
be, and it's too British to actually be a British accent, and it's also too British to be a caricature of the accent. It's just. They've taken it to 12. They've surpassed the need for a Spinal Tap reference.
Now this video was called "Killing My Best Friend Prank."
Yeah. Okay.
And
killing my best friend, gone sexual.
For those of you who've not seen this video or have not heard about it, which you shouldn't see this video, I'm just going to tell you what's in this video. Basically, it's these two YouTubers that don't include Sam Pepper. Sam Pepper is going to be a part of this later. But there are these two YouTubers who are kind of new at the game, right? And one of them's in on the joke, but one of them isn't. If you can call it a joke, I guess. One of them's in on the joke, and one of them isn't.
Donovan's doing air quotes right now.
Yeah, visual jokes.
Yeah.
So basically what happens is this one guy's like, hey, we're going to meet up with Sam Pepper to talk about some video content ideas, because collaborations are popular on YouTube, right? Like, okay, we're going to meet him up at his apartment right here. So they pull up, all the cameras are there, like, oh, it's being filmed. They don't know it's being filmed, but there's camera angles and all that. And they get out of the car, and Sam Pepper, disguised as a guy in all black with a black mask on, basically pretends to strangles this one guy and pretends to club the other guy on the head, right? So then he puts a bag over the guy who's not part of the prank's head, and then the other guy helps him tie him up and put him in the back of the car, right?
This is messed up already.
So that's the first act, right? This is a 3-act structure. Yeah.
They've clearly gone to film school.
Right. Absolutely. Because as we know, everyone on YouTube and Vine is well trained at their craft. So then, second act, the bag is taking out the guy's head. He's on a rooftop. His friend, who's in on the prank,
yes,
has a bag over his head, right?
Yeah.
And he's on the ground with his hand behind his back. Sam Pepper, playing the murderer guy, is like, I kidnapped you guys. I don't know exactly what he says, but it's something along the lines of this dude's about to die, right? Jesus. If you're wondering how this is a prank, we're all wondering it too. Everyone in the world is wondering how this is a prank.
This just sounds like emotional torment.
No, this guy, obviously, who is tied up in the chair, who's not part of the prank, is freaking out.
Yeah.
Because this is his best friend, who he not only provides friendship and love for him, but is also his content creator co-partner. Right? So his livelihood, his mental security is at stake here, right?
Yeah.
And so he's basically crying, they're both like, I love you, bro. Oh my god. And then Sam Pepper pretends to shoot him, right? It's the fakest real gun. Yeah. In the world. And then this kid is so he pretends to die. Right?
Yeah.
And then so the worst part of this video comes at this point. Because it's at this point where the sound cuts out of the video. And they start playing this dramatic music as this dude's literally just crying there, and it's 30 seconds of just that. And then what happens is, as he's crying, the guy gets back up, and he's like, "Dude, don't worry, it was a prank. It was a prank."
It's just a prank, bro.
No,
it's just a prank, bro.
You got pranked.
Now, the interesting thing about this that I want to point out is that a lot of people asked, "How can you justify something like this? This is horrible." And I think maybe a lot of people at home who haven't seen this would wonder that too. The thing that irritates me the most about videos like this is that the creators call them social experiments.
Yeah.
What about this is a social experiment? What are you trying to prove about society through the killing my best friend prank? That people get emotional when they see their friends in turmoil?
Congratulations, you have successfully conducted a social experiment. Congratulations.
Yeah.
That's
Go die.
I saw something a while ago. It was on Tumblr. Apparently, she was on a plane.
The prankster or the...
Well, Paris Hilton was on a plane.
Okay.
I didn't say that.
Yeah, I was about to say you just said
that's a kind of important part of this.
Yeah, sorry. I had already gone through the whole thing in my head, so I
get that.
I didn't bother saying Paris Hilton's name. She was on the plane, and then, somebody said over the intercom, "Oh, our plane's crashing." and she started freaking the...
Is she the only one on this planet at this point?
No, she's the only one not in on it.
Oh, everyone else is in on it?
Yeah, I think. I don't know the whole story, but, like, that's like a forced near-death experience.
I'm not a fan of Paris Hilton, but that's just a terrible thing to do.
Also, I want to point out that the reason I decided to talk about today on DMCBcast is because I was watching some YouTube videos last night. I didn't click on this video, but in the sidebar there was a video called "School Shooting Prank Gone Wrong." Gone wrong! What does that mean? Does that mean there's a school shooting?
Did a school shooting happen because of the prank?
And the cops are called, and the SWAT team's called, and the dude just runs no, dude, it's a prank.
And he's dead.
Shoots himself because that's what.
Here's what I consider a prank, right?
Jesus.
Here's what I consider a prank. Your friend walks in the doorway, right? And as he's walking through, he trips a wire that slaps some whipped cream on his face. Oh, he just got pranked, right?
Yeah.
He wipes it off. He's fine.
No one's
seriously hurt. It's just you make a fool out of him. As long as he's fine,
Yeah, there's no
fine.
Emotional or physical trauma.
Or just little pranks like that. Or
putting a rubber band around the sprayer thing on a sink and then having somebody turn it on and they get sprayed.
So
that's a prank.
So this reminds me of my favorite prank gone wrong thing. And by favorite, I'm using heavy air quotes here.
Go for it.
It's okay. So it's getting his kidneys stolen prank.
There's not a lot of ways you can do that.
So it's these 2 or 3 people. They drug their friend.
Nope, that's illegal.
That is illegal.
They roofie their friend.
That's definitely illegal.
I mean, they don't roofie their friend, but they sleep
That's knock him
sleeping
out.
pills.
Yeah.
Yeah, they knock him out. It's illegal already.
You can't forcefully sedate someone without a license.
Yes. What?
And consent. Yeah.
Consent. But it's
you need a medical license and consent from the person.
You said forcefully sedate.
And so they sedate the guy. He thinks he's just super drunk. Everyone in the they do this in public. Everyone in the bar thinks he's super drunk. This is already shady. They take him into an alleyway. I'm not even kidding. They take him into an alleyway. They put him in a car and they take him to one of their apartments.
Okay.
Or no, they take him to a they rent a hotel or something.
Okay.
They fill the bathtub with ice. They fill the bathtub with ice. They put him in they put tubes on they tape tubes onto him, and they put red dye and corn syrup in the ice, so it looks like they stole his kidneys.
Okay.
And then on the tray next to him, they have animal organs, as if they were his kind of thing, and they have a tube of this that looks it could be a tube or not a tube but a canister for anesthesia or something. And they just film the guy waking up and just freaking out.
Okay.
Because he just woke up from being sedated.
Let me stop you there. In theory, this sounds hilarious, but in practice, this is terrible.
Yeah.
Also,
and then they have the pranker comes in with a gas mask and a white doctor suit and a scalpel, and just as the guy wakes up, he just walks in and just starts breathing really, really heavily, and the guy just starts screaming. It's hilarious, but it's also oh. He is emotionally scarred. He thinks that his kidneys are gone.
Yeah, at some point you have to start asking the question of when does my content, in order to get money, start impeding on moral values, right?
You have to start treating this like an ABSI question at this point.
No, you have to start treating it like a job.
Not breaking the law to do
because
what you want to do.
One person doing this has the opportunity to convince multiple people that it's okay to do it. Yeah. And they're going to have a world of fucking pranksters doing pranks.
This is your fault, Ashton Kutcher. This is your goddamn fault. Punked, you started this.
Okay.
I'm pointing at the microphone.
Speaking of punked,
Very
do
forcefully.
any of you listen to This American Life?
Occasionally.
They had an episode where recently, someone uncovered a pilot TV show.
Mhm.
It was a prank-based TV show in the, I want to say early 2000s, called Juiced.
Mm.
Okay.
Alright.
Now, if you're wondering where the term "juiced" comes from, we'll get to that in a minute.
Oh, they
The
smashed
the-
their brain.
No, the basis of the prank is, what if we had a prank show like Punk'd, but instead of Ashton Kutcher being like either the actor or the guy hosting the pranks, and instead of celebrities, we had regular people being involved in these pranks, and our main guy was, I want you to remember this is the early 2000s, O.J. Simpson.
Juiced, okay.
Because his nickname was Juice when he was in the NFL. So
Right.
it's
This was
if you
the
want
early
to listen to
2000s.
something that's absolutely fascinating, listen to the This American Life episode where they spend an entire hour talking about Juiced.
Yeah.
Because they talk to the other guy who's on screen with him. They talk about like just all these. There's the crux of the This American Life episode is there's a segment that they do in Juiced where the premise is O.J. Simpson is the car salesman. As he's playing O.J. Simpson, but he's moved on to be a car salesman, right?
Yeah.
And
Right.
random people are coming up to his car dealership looking for a car. And he tries to sell them not the exact one, but a Ford Bronco
Yeah.
with bullet holes in it that was supposed to be the one that he was driving. Now I want to remind you that there are released phone records and like phone calls that are in the episode of This American Life where you can just tell that O.J. Simpson's in a bad mental state, and he's just like, not in a good spot, and he's just having problems.
Like the fact that they're making fun of this, of the.
Not only that, but he is making fun of it
Yeah.
too, making fun of this. Obviously, the worst moment of his life.
Yeah.
Like there have been too many more public moments. Like this is where my life has
Yeah.
gotten to the lowest point.
Like whether or not he actually committed the crime being up for debate, like they're like both he and them are making fun of exactly like
Yeah.
the worst moment of his life.
And let us remember that the reason that they were chasing it is because he was accused of murdering someone. Murdering two people.
Like
And the best
God.
part was the catch line at the end was, "You got juiced."
oh
What does
my
that mean?
God.
What do you mean?
I'll
Do we
juice
inject-
you,
I'm just
bro.
imagining him
Don't
just like
juice me, bro.
verge of a mental breakdown, just uttering the words "you got juiced."
Fam, you just got juiced. And like the guy who was like working on screen with him, we're talking about OJ would sometimes show up drunk or like high, just like he was in just like shambles. And sometimes it was this guy who had to say you got juiced, which doesn't
Yeah.
make sense because he's not OJ Simpson.
Exactly.
Now,
Oh my god.
yeah,
Can you imagine the guy from Roots
yeah.
just saying you got juice?
Now, it's also very evident in this episode that O.J. Simpson doesn't know how to operate a prank show. Because there's another segment where basically what the premise is that O.J. Simpson is instead of being a car salesman, is a real estate guy, and he's showing people how like this really nice house, and the other guy that he's on screen with will come in as like this like drunk dude and will basically ruin everything in front of all these people.
Okay.
It's a good premise for like a punk style kind of
Yeah.
prank. Right? Here's this guy, but both him and OJ are in the prank. He's just destroying everything. He's like being offensive and all that. But the thing is, about midway through the prank, OJ Simpson starts telling people, "Yeah, I'm actually OJ Simpson. You know, like I'm on this show." But we'll get to that in a minute. We have to do this first.
Wait, he says that he's on a show.
He-
No, that he says he's OJ Simpson. Like the people, like they're kind of cautious. Like, is that OJ Simpson? Is that not OJ Simpson?
Yeah.
Like, but they don't really know. He tells them that he's OJ Simpson. That ruins everything to begin with.
Yeah, because it tells you that something's up.
It ruins the
OJ
line,
Simpson
dude.
would not go from ex-football player to almost convicted murderer to real estate mogul.
Like,
These are logical career paths here.
I don't think almost convicted murder is a career path.
Hey, you know what? It pays the bills.
Oh, Donovan, what have you not been telling us?
What can I say?
Revenge. It pays the bills.
Yeah, but that's what I want to talk about today. It's just like the utter absurdity of if you see a prank video on YouTube, be very read the title. Alright, make sure that it's harmless before you watch it.
Read the comments.
Read the comments.
Check the last 10 seconds of the video.
There's a
No, it's probably just like, hey folks, make sure you like and subscribe to the video, make sure you comment, make sure you follow me on all of these, and make sure you look at my second channel, and make sure that, you see me at this event I'm going to. Peace.
There's a German TV show.
Okay.
Miles knows what I'm
what's
talking
it
about.
called?
I don't remember what it's called, but it's like the English title is "It's All for the Laughs," I think.
Yeah.
Or something. Or that's funny.
That's so Raven.
But it's like pretty much harmless pranks.
They're
like,
all good.
There's one where a table just starts raising.
Oh, I like that.
Where people are
See,
sitting at it.
that's not
eating,
harming anyone.
Yeah.
Like they're eating dinner, but their table just slowly gets higher and higher.
And I really like the one where it's like they have a frozen yogurt stand, and the guy you pay for your cone, and then you get and then the guy's like, oh, just go over there and just go whoop, like 5 seconds, and I was like, oh, okay, and cool, and so like goes over with the cone and starts it, and then does the 5 seconds, pushes it back up, and it doesn't stop dispensing frozen yogurt. It just keeps going, and so they're trying to keep the frozen yogurt on the cone, and they're like trying to eat it, and the guy's like, "What are you doing? Like, why isn't it stopping? You're only supposed to get 5 seconds." And they're like, "I swear it won't stop." And it's good fun.
Right.
It's just good fun.
There's another one where.
So are you recommending this?
I do.
As like an alternative? Yeah.
I do.
Yeah,
I do
it's
highly. If
like-
you're looking for a prank fix,
I always like the ones
I'm
where
looking up the show.
I
right now.
always like the ones where something moves. Like if like someone sees something in a spot and then it moves while they're like looking away.
Yeah.
I also like the ones. I'm not sure if it's from the same TV show, but it's a really good prank where it's this little girl, right?
Yeah.
And she has like these pails full of change, right? So they're really heavy, but like the pails that she carries aren't actually full of anything. It's just like fake. Like it's got a little bit of change on the top, but the rest of it's empty.
Yeah, it's like ceramic.
So what
or
happens is
something.
like she'll be like doing like a fake bake sale, and she'll constantly like, hey, I had like these big pails of change that people have given me. Can you help me move it over here to this other table? And they're like, sure. So she picks up hers, and it's really light for her, so she's like carrying it up here. And the people try to carry like the really heavy one. They can't, obviously, because it's really heavy. And then she like goes and takes the other fake one and brings it over.
Yeah.
Like, what? I like those two because you're not hurting anyone, right? Like the whole point is that no one's getting hurt here. It's just it's bewilderment, if anything.
Exactly. Yeah, it's the what's that called? It's like playing off someone's expectations of things.
Right, no, exactly.
And then it's like, wait, but that's not how
life
young
works,
children
right.
can.
Yeah,
they can't lift that.
So that's basically what I'm trying to say is just find an alternative to these ludicrous, absurd, offensive pranks that really, I don't think they hold any like entertainment value.
Kill your friend.
Killing my best friend prank. If you want to see the internet go nuts about something, go look at Killing My Best Friend prank.
Okay, so I found the name of the show. It's not the German one, although it is just for laughs, like just for laughs, like gags, like that's on YouTube. I think it's on TV. I don't know.
The German one's on YouTube.
Yeah, the German one's on YouTube. You'll probably find them every once in a while, but like they're like normal, like harmless jokes that just are there for like both people involved, even the one who's not in on the prank. Both of them find it funny just from the absurdity of whatever the thing is.
There was another one where like somebody would. This is something that people probably won't understand, but I think in Germany they have these parking structures where you like just park your car there and then they go park it for you.
Like the automatic.
Yeah, it's an automatic thing.
Where you park your car in the thing and then it'll... Yeah.
But in the prank, they just kept on bringing back like different things, like a tricycle,
like
and a red line or whatever those things are called.
Like the front half of like a semi or something.
Yeah.
Like there was just ridiculous stuff in the there was like a guy selling hot dogs or something. It was just ridiculous things in this parking garage, and the guy's like, I have my ticket, like here's my ticket, here's the ticket for the car, it says the thing, like stop sending me tricycles and guys selling like hot dogs and all of these things, like why?
This isn't my car.
Exactly, this isn't my car, and it's just good fun. Like there's
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that's about it. That's it for my topic.
Yeah.
All right.
So Miles, what's your topic?
I really don't have one.
Whoa.
I know.
Wow, that makes
It's
two
such
of
a
us.
sudden development. I was thinking about topics, but then I really couldn't come to a come to like a real conclusion. Yeah,
That's a good topic, Miles.
not having a topic.
Yeah. Let's talk about that.
Let's talk about me not. It's hard to come up with topics.
Yeah.
I mean, kind
I
of.
have a semi idea for a topic. It's not
Sure.
formulated anything. Philosophy sucks.
Yes.
What do you
Okay,
mean?
sure. I can do
Hold on.
philosophy.
What do you
sucks.
mean?
So I'm taking this class. It used to be called Challenge Seminar for some of you older
Oh.
listeners.
That's called.
And now it's called
Yes.
AP Seminar.
Yep.
And it's a discussion based class that focuses heavily on philosophy.
Yep.
And just based on what I've had to learn for this class, philosophy blows. And I get its purpose in like trying to comprehend the universe, like how metaphysics tries to comprehend the universe as a whole. But there's some real dickwads in
Oh,
philosophy.
absolutely, absolutely.
I mean, let's just start with Machiavelli here. Just
I find
Hey.
it funny how the
dictatorships are cool.
I don't know. Machiavelli was like serious though. There are a good portion of people who are like, oh, it's a
Oh
satire.
yeah, that's the scary part.
The
But
Prince
no.
is a satire.
Princess. No, it's
The Prince is not a satire.
It's not a satire. It is quite serious.
If you ever want to read something interesting, I think it's on Reddit. There's an interesting fan theory that Lando Calrissian is a metaphor for The Prince by Machiavelli. Go look that up. It's interesting.
All right.
Oh man, speaking of fan theories about Star Wars.
What? we were, but we also weren't. I was focusing more on the philosophy.
I was just gonna be like, yo, philosophy is kind of cool, but
No, I mean philosophy is cool. I don't doubt it, but like just having to deal with all these different characters who their ideas can't possibly be concrete. Some of them.
Speaking of lots of different characters and no concrete answers, Star Wars fans.
Jar Jar Binks.
You know what? I'm glad we did this now because now we have a more fundamental, like a more formula, a little more concrete topic.
It's all about the yes.
But never
and.
forget, sometimes philosophy sucks, especially if you're reading Machiavelli.
Occasionally, philosophy blows, and it blows real hard.
You know what also
Yeah.
blows? Jar Jar Binks and how he was handled.
Okay, are we talking
Yeah.
about episodes 1 and 2?
Let's just talk Star Wars in general.
Sure, why not?
Just Star
Yeah.
Wars.
If you haven't seen episode 7 by this point, you're no one because everyone's seen Star Wars at this point. Like, you don't exist on this planet.
Spoiler warning though.
Spoilers.
are coming.
So,
Spoilers. Go see
Yeah.
the movie.
Do you
So-
remember that part when Speed Racer blew past Cannonball Taylor?
I really like that part when Luke,
Shout
when,
out to Wachowski.
when we learned about Luke Skywalker's evil twin, Luke Skywalker.
Luke Skywalker.
And then Jar Jar Binks turned out to be Lord Snoke, or General
Commander Snow.
Commander Snoke.
Okay,
And the internet went
I tell you, in
crazy.
episode 7, there's only one character that I have a problem with.
Who?
It's that shiny evil person who works with Kylo Ren. What's her name?
Oh,
Oh,
the person
Captain
played
Phasma?
by,
Yeah, Captain Phasma. I like her, but
Game
there
of
wasn't
Thrones.
enough of her.
Yeah.
She was just kind of like, I'm gonna be evil. Can I be evil over here?
No, I'm going to be
evil.
thrown into a trash compactor, I guess.
She's like
She wasn't given enough
Maul.
of what, yeah.
She's like Darth Maul and
Like, her suit was
Father,
too
Jango
cool for her
Fett,
not to
whatever.
have an
Right?
important role.
Right?
Yes!
Like, it was ridiculous. Like, and they were
She's
hyping
probably
her up.
coming back. Like, there's
Oh,
no
yeah,
way
absolutely.
she's not.
Yeah, it's
But,
like, Kylo Ren and Rey will never face off again. Nope, that's gonna happen.
Like, yeah.
Who
Like,
said that?
No, I'm just saying, like, there's inevitable things that are going to happen. Like, just by watching episode 7, you can tell that things... You can already tell what basically the next 2 movies what's going to happen.
Yeah.
I hate to break it to anyone listening, but one of the characters has to die. One of them. There's too many of them right now, and there has to be one of them that dies.
No, that's why Han died.
I know, but that's why...
To give Poe a
No.
shot at being the...
Wait a minute. This is what I'm getting at, though.
And before anybody calls us out for saying Han died, we said spoiler warning.
Right.
You had
Now,
chance.
in the future, spoiler warnings, I think this is definitely going to happen.
Okay,
I think.
spoilers for the future, I guess.
Okay, I think Poe Dameron's going to die in the trilogy.
No.
Gosh, I hope
Absolutely.
No, I don't know.
He's too expendable.
He's already almost
Okay,
died.
so you have Rey. You have Rey, right? Rey is the Jedi.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, no, because
So she's obviously going to make it through the movies.
Poe is...
If
Well, it's
she,
like
if
saying
she
Han
dies,
in the original
if
trilogy.
she dies, she's going to die like way late in the 9th movie.
I don't think Poe's... I think Poe's going to have... I don't think Poe's going to die, but I think that Poe's going to have a backseat in the next movie.
He had a backseat in this movie, though.
No, I know, but I think that there's going
Literally,
to be...
he died for an hour and a half in this movie.
No, either they're going to... They're either going to look into him a lot in the next movie, or keep him in the back until the last movie.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
I think they have to do some mad backstory work for episode 8.
Yeah.
Because at this point, I like Rey, I like Finn, I like Poe, I like all the new characters, but we don't know. We barely know anything about them.
Well, we're given some insights into Rey.
Right.
We don't know anything about, like, where Finn came from.
We do
A little bit.
through extended universe stuff.
We know that he was raised to be a stormtrooper.
And,
yeah.
and there was also some extra stuff released, like, in comic form, I think.
You know, it's really
Well, all that
interesting.
stuff is canon.
No,
I know. Extended universe in that it's now extended universe canon.
You know what's really
as opposed
interesting
to...
is that people are starting to talk
Yeah,
about maybe
yeah.
the importance of that guy that Finn fought that one battle. The
Yeah,
guy who says
traitor.
traitor. The people are calling him TR8R on the internet. Traitor.
Oh.
Traitor.
I mean, they actually have, like...
And then they have a name for him now,
Yeah.
but he was TR8R. But,
Really?
Yeah, but
Okay.
like
By fans. It
Mhm.
was
Oh,
TR8R.
okay. Because
Yeah.
I mean, like, because in the comics or whatever, with that, it follows Finn and his like squad and that whole
Squad.
thing's squad and that whole thing. So when TR8R says traitor, like it's
It means
kind of
something.
it means something because they actually like work together, and the person that like that. Or the stormtrooper that like spreads the bloody hand over Finn's like mask, like that was like his commander or like one of his better friends in the squad.
right, squad.
So like there's this whole underlying story that really would have been like I'm glad they did something with that outside of the movie because to try and shove all of that into the movie
There was
would have
no
been,
way they could have done that.
Yeah.
It would
No,
have
it
been like...
It would have been like episode 1 when
Yeah.
they with trade negotiations.
yeah.
Just trying to
Exactly.
create the economy of Star Wars.
Like you can't like do that elsewhere, not in the movie.
You can
which
do
is-
it in books. You
Yeah.
can do it in. I would be fine watching reading a political like a political novel in the Star Wars universe.
Okay.
Because at that point you're setting up a genre. At that point,
Yeah.
Problem with episode 1 is that they went in. People were thinking action. Yes, Star Wars. I saw the old movies, and like no matter what, you still have to follow some kind of formula, and they just didn't.
Yep.
The only thing they really included from the movies is everything led up to an explanation of what was going to happen, and then the big fight happened.
Well,
And if I can give episode 1 credit for one thing,
pod
I know
racing.
people stop.
Truly though, pod
Okay.
racing was the best part.
The N64 pod
Was it?
racing game?
Unfortunately,
It's like a half of the movie.
Hardly. It's like 10 minutes, and it's the best part of the movie. It's sad.
I would not call Sebulba the best part of the movie.
I'm not saying
I-
the characters. I'm
okay.
saying the simple action of racing pod racers is the best.
I don't
No,
think
wait a minute. Now the
pod
N64 game is the best part of
Yes.
Star Wars Episode 1.
Fine.
Yeah,
yes.
that's what I was saying. I'm not saying the race in the movie is good.
I don't know. The race in the movie.
No,
I love the race.
no, okay.
The race in the movie drags.
I'll tell you what. There's a
so-
character.
It's better than most of the
There's a
rest
character
of
in
the
Episode
movie.
1 that's worse than Jar Jar Binks, and his name is Watto.
Watto.
I hate Watto. with
Which
a
one's
passion.
Watto?
He's the Jewish stereotype who enslaves Anakin.
Oh, the one who's like, I'm a Todarian.
Yeah, and he's a Jewish
Jedi.
stereotype.
That doesn't make any sense.
I'm a
though.
Troydarian.
Like, are
But why does it have to be
Tordarians-
so racist? Like, why does it have to be racist?
Why does he have to have the huge...
Okay.
Come on, man.
Hold on. Tordarians.
Yeah.
This was touched on
In the-
in belated media. Like, what if Star Wars Episode 1 was good?
Like, they just have...
Why
yeah.
aren't the Tordarians employed by the Sith? Or the Empire?
Like,
or
they're
whatever?
this huge foil to the Jedi, and that they can't be Jedi mind tricked into things. So
Yeah.
why wouldn't they come?
Yeah, why wouldn't the Empire... Like, why wouldn't they just be like, oh,
That's
what if
incredibly
we
useful.
train them?
Yeah.
Like-
So you don't have a big cock up like that happened in all of the rest of the movies, actually.
Like, an explanation for that, which I don't think is an actual
Yeah.
explanation, is that Tordarians are, like, super rare in the universe.
Mm-hmm.
Like, maybe they're going out and going extinct, but, like,
Even so,
that's still, like...
And here's the thing about the prequels that infuriates me. The idea that the Jedi are just, like... They're like that the bad guys are using the Force to make them oblivious to the inevitable, which is the army rising up and taking over, is an incredible idea. But in execution with George Lucas,
oh yeah,
there's a lot of problems. Number one, no matter what you say, and no matter how important the plot is to Star Wars is still a visual experience.
Mm-hmm.
When you don't make it a visual, when you basically substitute real for green screen and CGI, it's going to ruin the plot too, because nothing's going to have like weight to it.
yeah.
In episode 2, the best scenes aren't the ones with the best dialogue necessarily, they're the ones with real locations. They're the ones where they actually like go to Padme's old place, and it's a real building.
Yeah.
It's even when Anakin says he hates sand, that's a real place. Like they went there.
Yeah, it's when you're no longer taken out of the movie by
Yeah. Like remember
By
the worst. I think the worst one is when they're with was it Palpatine, and they're in his like disco lounge like office with the Jedi Council, and you can just tell it's a painted backdrop of his office,
yeah.
and it's just
Well-
like.
Okay, but in the original trilogy, they used painted mats.
But could you tell?
No, but... Yeah, that's true.
And another thing is, there's a lot of people saying, "Oh, there's a lot more CGI and VFX in the
Force
new
Awakens.
in Force Awakens than there was in like the entirety of the original trilogy." And it's like, yes, but with this, they're using physical places and physical entities to they're using VFX.
Right. No,
As opposed
they're
to-
using VFX to enhance characters and not to enhance places. Places themselves are real.
No. They're also using it. They're using it mostly to enhance places, and they're also using it to enhance characters. But where the prequels really fell flat was when they created entire places and entire people out of nothing.
Yeah.
Or they created it out
Like,
of...
The one thing that's really cringy for me is when, in episode 2, when Obi-Wan goes to inspect the army, you know, and he's there, that's when he first meets Jango Fett and all that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I was looking at this one scene, this is before he met Jango Fett. I'm like, you know, Ian McGregor is working off of himself here and a green screen.
Yeah.
There's nothing else there.
Mm-hmm.
How is he supposed to do that?
Yeah.
And it's convincing. I applaud his portrayal of Obi-Wan, but it's like, he's supposed to be looking out at an army, and he's supposed to be talking to people who are like 8 feet tall, and none of that's in front of him.
Yeah.
Another problem is the actual technology that they were using when the prequels were being made really didn't age well at all. It's why...
It looks like Spy Kids 3.
Yeah, it actually does look like Spy Kids 3.
At least with Spy Kids 3, like,
Well,
it
those
fit
movies
in
were...
with the whole video game aesthetic.
Yeah.
Also, those movies were just goofy. It wasn't a space opera.
It wasn't this grand story. It's this. It's this goofy trek about kids spies. Literally, spy kids.
Some might say it's an extremely goofy movie.
Hey, you're right.
I'm gonna have to stop you there.
But
by the way, if you're side note before we go back to Star Wars, if you're looking for something fun, there's that one musical number from the Goofy movies. I forget what it's called, but someone did a shot-by-shot remake of it.
Okay.
So
After Today?
I think so, yeah. Someone did a shot-by-shot remake of
song.
After Today in real life. And if you're looking for someone putting way too much work into something that doesn't deserve it, go look that up. Anyways.
Oh man, that reminds Noah.
There's also
there's
a shot-by-shot remake of the Simpsons theme.
Yeah.
Don't forget there's a shot-by-shot remake of an entire iCarly episode.
There's also a shot-by-shot remake of an entire SpongeBob episode.
Oh man. No. The thing that makes the iCarly shot-by-shot remake great is it's a bunch of middle-aged men. Everyone.
And then
the oldest person is like 60 and the youngest person is like 27. And is it's this 27-year-old like foreign like exchange or like foreign student basically for a college like a college student, foreign college student. And from some Asian country playing
Wow, Miles.
What? I don't know where he's from, and I'm
That's
not gonna
sexist.
And I'm not gonna make
it
a guess.
It is sexist.
But he's playing the crazy girl from that one episode, like Mandy or something, with the duck face that goes. Wah, 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 wah. It's just really annoying, and that whole thing just makes you realize just how bad iCarly actually is. And the only thing that kept that show going was the chemistry between the actors. The script was terrible. Like hands down worse than most SPF scripts.
Hey.
Worse than
Wait a minute. No. I will not stand idly by as you say that because I'm running SPF this year.
This is true, but I'm saying that like the half of SPF that gets in is good. Like that stuff hands down better than iCarly.
I disagree with you on that, but I don't want to say why because I don't want to offend anyone.
Not the whole of iCarly, but like certain episodes.
I'm talking about plays that got in that were not good.
Don't worry, it's.
I can't speak to that. I wasn't there to decide.
There's quite a it's. I don't know. It's quite evident how bad it is and how flat the jokes are. Mm-hmm. Like, and how flat even the story structure is for a lot of these things. Where it just becomes evident. Where it's like, this is bad. This is real bad.
Oh yeah. So, in Star Wars Episode 7...
Yes.
You just packaged that so beautifully, I think it's easy to segue back into this.
Yes.
In Star Wars Episode 7, where they use, like, digital imagery was in spots where they literally could not do that, like, in real life.
Yeah. Although there is one...
With Lupita's character...
Masquerada?
They could have gotten, like...
That's one thing that I'm not gonna overly complain about.
She didn't want to be a physical character.
No, I'm saying I want to be a puppet.
They could have gotten a puppet.
I wanted to be a puppet.
I'm not saying.
I actually that was the one character that I was fine with being.
Well, I think they actually did her well.
Yeah, you want to know a fun fact? In the original script, Maz was supposed to be. She wasn't supposed to be a Jedi, but she was supposed to be like one with the Force. Like she was able to. What do they call those people?
One with the Force.
Like what are they? There's
Force sensitive.
Force sensitive. Yeah, she was supposed to be Force sensitive, but they kind of cut that out.
And then and then there was also another thing where like Sam say something about how in a cut of the movie like there's a fight scene in the cantina and there's like scenes where she is like bringing down pillars and stuff.
Yeah, no, that's part of it. They cut out a scene where during that major fight outside of her place, she tears down a wall on a bunch of stormtroopers with the Force. So I'm thinking that might come up in later movies if she's in them, where we'll find out that she has some workings with the Force.
And she also says that she also says in the movie that she's familiar with the Force. And that
she was
been alive.
Instead of Rey finding a lightsaber, she was supposed to give Rey the lightsaber too. That was part of the original script.
Okay.
I think Rey finding it was stronger.
No, that's why they did it. Is because they figured because she has the Force within her, it would make sense that she'd be attracted to the box with the lightsaber.
And not only that, it also is a good lead up to her discovering that the Force is a thing, because you can easily see in the movie where Rey figures out that she figures out how to manipulate the Force,
like Anakin did in Episode 2 when she moved the pear and cut it and then brought it back to the cafe, and she took the CGI bite of it. I love that.
No, I mean but seriously though, when she finds
I'm sorry.
You know I'm right.
That was good.
You know I'm right. You know I'm right.
But when Rey finds the lightsaber, that's kind of her inkling into the whole relationship between her and Luke. And then when she is mentally invaded by Kylo Ren, that's I think the first taste of what the Force can actually do. Mm-hmm. And then when she's on the ship being interrogated, that's kind of her inkling of, I can use this as a way to protect myself, and also an instinctual kind of getting around that. And I don't think when in the interrogation she knew that she was using the Force.
Yeah, that was kind of dark side when she was getting into his head.
Yeah. I think there's a lot of I think Force wise she's that's
her being untrained in the Force.
Well,
she doesn't know what the light and dark sides are.
Yeah.
Even so, it's just ooh. That's a thing we haven't seen.
Which I think she's going to try to tackle in episode 8. She's going to feel the power of the dark side.
Yeah. I think she's going to feel
that's
that.
Something that
I think she's going to
both
feel
Luke and Anakin.
Right, but
Anakin fell to it. Luke
didn't.
Went against it.
I think she's going to feel it. I have a feeling that Rey is going to. I think the entire arc of this story is subverting what it means to be a part of what it means to be a part of the dark side, and what. And I think
what the dark side truly stands for.
Yes, I think we're going to see that subverted. I think we're going to see that subverted a lot in how Rey handles the Force, and in how Kylo Ren deals with his complete fall to the dark side.
Right.
Now that he's killed his father.
Right. Now, at this point, what I think is really interesting about the dark side is that the dark side knows that Kylo Ren is too extreme, which I find interesting, because they did not condone him killing that entire village. That was a him thing.
Yeah.
He made that order.
Yeah.
So I feel like he is darker than the dark side. At least the structure of the dark side is.
He's also
which I think is going to be an interesting thing that they might explore with Snoke and Kylo
trying to contain that.
Yes.
And being unable to. I think.
And also fully mastering the Force, because an interesting note with Kylo's lightsaber is that it's not
well built.
It's not well built. It's it's wavy. Kind of looks like
that's why those things on the side are there. Those are exhaust ports.
Yeah, those are exhaust ports for it.
Yeah,
because it's cracked. So,
which it's going to be interesting to see. Can he ever truly master the Force?
Yes. Yeah.
I think that's going to be Kylo's arc. I think part of it will be he can never truly master the Force, and that's going to grate at him.
And I think he's going to end up. I think he's going to be the one to die.
Oh, I think he's going to. I just think there's going to be someone else too.
Okay. I think
it's going to be Poe.
I think he's going to have
in space.
I think that Kylo Ren's going to have a mild redemption that ends in his death.
Like Darth Vader.
Yeah.
Yes.
His
arc is not going to mirror, but it's going to be a parallel.
See, that's the thing that George Lucas did. Yeah. He did mirrored parallels. If you look at the movies, it's just
Yeah. Now,
like the original
here's my
trilogy, the
fan theory.
prequels, Luke and Anakin are like strong parallels to each other, but they go in opposite directions.
Exactly.
Like
Yeah.
Anakin falls to the dark side, and Luke.
Do you want to
is,
hear my
like,
fan theory
And
about this?
I think that Anakin in falling to the dark side and then redemption, I think we're seeing the tail end of that parallel in the first movie, where we saw the fall to the potential for redemption then be crushed by Han. There's a cool thing that I saw on Tumblr, someone analyzing that whole scene where Han Solo accepts that to make his son happy, he must die to complete his son's like even though he knows that his death will seal his son's fate into becoming part of the dark side, he knows that it'll be the one thing that makes his son like happy, I guess, or at least content.
Yeah. No, there's an interesting thing about that. Speaking of people writing about Star Wars earlier, if you want to talk about quality filmmaking, like in terms of like what you see on the screen, that scene is a really good use of lighting.
Oh yeah.
Talk about when Han's
Beautiful
when Han is using his final appeal to Ben, and Ben is kind of feeling it. There's that light blue on his face, but then when Kylo, when he realizes that he is the dark side, the red on his face as he shakes his father's
and you can also see the slow
yeah.
You can also see the light on Han Solo's face just darken as the sun goes away.
Now, what's really interesting is here's my fan theory. So Kylo Ren's like, "All right, got the Force with me, right?" And Snoke's like, "No," and then the screen, like the big hologram, goes out. Then suddenly you see a figure walking towards him. Who is it? What?
It's Jar Jar Binks.
And then suddenly you hear, it's BB-8.
Darth BB-8.
I love BB-8, by the way. I think BB-8's controversial take here. I think BB-8 is better than R2-D2.
I think
agree.
BB-8's the greatest merchandising thing ever.
BB-8
It's such a good idea for a character and a merchandising thing. You're absolutely right.
BB-8 is my favorite. Is my favorite practical effect.
How'd they pull it off? Is what I'm wondering.
Gyroscopes.
Really?
Yes, there's in the body in the ball.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry to ruin the movie magic here. In the ball, there's a gyroscope, and the top there is a motor that runs it. And that keeps it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They do have
it's
multiple versions of BB-8.
This is
There's
true.
one for the red carpet.
Stylish BB-8
Or at least
tuxedo.
at least I know that the toy has a gyroscope in it. Has like a small.
Yeah, the one that they use on screen is different than the toy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
I feel like that one they might also use like
Oh
traps.
god, yeah, it's definitely more sophisticated. But there's definitely a balance.
BB-8 probably costs like hundreds of thousands of dollars to make.
Actually, there's an entire community that is dedicated to building BB-8, and they were given the schematics by the.
That's so cool, honestly.
Because like these guys were trying to build BB-8 from scratch, and then one of the people in the community is like, "Hey guys, I got the actual measurements and schematics."
And then they're probably like, "Bless up, let's do this."
Right. So
are they doing it right now? Are they doing it?
They did it before the movie even released.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So they have like the fully functioning BB-8?
People are building fully functional BB-8s.
With
I want to do
hologram.
Do you want
they got the
to?
map
Shall we
inside.
build a BB-8 together?
Let's do
Holy
it.
crap, yeah.
I think that should be what ends the episode today. Is
Us
the promise
building BB-8.
is the promise of us building BB-8?
Just us reviewing our new BB-8 unit.
Well,
How long
folks,
have we been recording?
About an hour,
Oh, okay.
folks.
Not long enough.
You spent 58 minutes ish. Well, actually, close to 59 now. Listening to the DMCBcast. It's been a pleasure. Make sure that you tune back in during the summer. Maybe even sooner. Who knows? We'll see if we have some time for that.
Oh, this is unrelated to the DMCBcast, but related in podcast. Miles and I are doing this irregular recording thing, where like late night talks. Our last one lasted 3 hours.
Late night heart to hearts with Norbly and Morgul.
Yeah. But it's not just going to be Miles and I. We're going to just record whenever we're
Hey, you better
hanging
get me
out.
on one of those.
Yeah.
I'm feeling that.
It's
So-
just like whenever we hang out, we're going to record.
I feel-
We'll probably edit them all down, just kind of do whatever with them.
Yeah.
Maybe release them, maybe not.
A lot of them are gonna have like stuff on the cutting room floor because a lot of it's like, I don't want this out on the internet.
Yeah. So,
But yeah,
be that as it may,
BB-8 as that may.
BB-8 as that may,
I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, I'm feeling the
Also-
the return of the DMCBcast.
Today's episode, as we're nearing the end, is sponsored by the short film I made.
Ooh,
Yes.
is it the commercial?
Well, I mean,
you
it's-
still need to get me.
Well, that's a process. Mrs. Beeble is being very stingy about releasing her flash drive to me. It's called Jumpmen. It's on YouTube.
Okay.
But
Cool.
yeah, I made it for a media communications class I was in. I was slow to get it anywhere. I still have to upload the link to Facebook for you, those of you on there. But it's in my Instagram bio if you follow me on Instagram. It's on YouTube if you look really hard because you have to go past all the covers of the Drake song Jumpman in order to get to Jumpmen, which I didn't think about when I was making the movie. But it's a fun little time. It's not perfect, obviously, but it's got some good stuff. There's some pretty good jokes in it. And check it out. It stars Jared Brewitt, Ben Koenigs, Joe Page, and Darnell Granberry. And yeah, it's already out, so check that out if you can. Recommendations after this episode. I recommend my film. I'm going to recommend H3H3 Productions, the one that I was talking about earlier. They put a great spin on the reaction video, so you guys might want to check that out. And finally, I'm going to go with just National Public Radio. They keep it going over there.
Dude.
No, what about you?
Going off of the NPR, one of the Humble Bundles right now has like loads of their stuff. And it's like, wait, don't tell me there's Star Wars audio drama from way long ago. Stuff like that.
So you're recommending the Humble Bundle for this week?
It's the audiobook
Okay.
bundle, but
Yeah.
like it's not books, it's
Right, now I feel.
radio broadcasts.
Alright.
Anything else?
Yeah. I recommend you listen to this episode.
I mean, if people have gotten to this point, they already have. Miles, what about you? What are you recommending this week?
Oh man, I recommend the TV show the 100.
Okay.
It's a pretty good show. For those who haven't seen it, it's about a group of 100 kids who have been convicted of crimes aboard this space station in a what's the word for it? Post-apocalyptic world.
Oh.
They all escape the Earth because nuclear war and whatnot.
Okay.
In a space station, then they're sent back down to Earth to see if it's livable again. Surprise, surprise! It is, and it details their story for a good couple seasons. The third season just came out, the 21st, I think. So I need to catch up with that.
That's on Netflix, right?
Yeah, it is on Netflix.
Is it an anime or is it?
It's a live action.
Live action.
It's
Okay.
on
And it's
CW?
CW, yeah.
Okay.
It's very well made. There's only a few parts that I'm like,
Right.
Like there's a character arc in the second season that is like, it details. It's like.
You told me about this.
It's weird, and then they just. It ain't good, but it's a good show as a whole. It's very interesting, and that's what I recommend. Oh, I also recommend a nice walk because this last week it's been absolutely beautiful outside.
Feel it.
Just walk in the park.
Yeah, man. This 29-degree weather has been perfect for
You know what? Here's what you should do, guys. Put this episode in your ears. Take a walk outside.
Yeah,
Oh,
exactly.
and
Get a good hour and 4 minutes outside.
text all your friends. God's not dead. Have a conversation about it.
What?
Noah, you just made it. Yeah, I think I have to end the episode on that. Wait.
No.
For the DMCBcast, I'm Donald McBride.
Yeah.
And I'm Miles.
Alright, you all have a good rest of your day.